Hi boys and girls, welcome back. So yesterday we did 3-1 where we talked about multiplying by powers of 10, and today we're going to be looking at estimating products. So just as a quick review, we learned that yesterday we could multiply by powers of 10 to solve some larger equations. So if we were to look up here at 4 times 70, we knew that our basic fact would be 4 times 7, 4 times 7, which we know is 28. And then we see that we have 1 0, so we would add that to the end of our answer. Same thing here, we have our basic fact, 4 times 7. 4 times 7 again is 28. This time we have the 2 zeros, so we would add those to the end of our answer. Okay. Now if we look down here, we have 4 times 7,000. 4 times 7 again is 28, and this time we would add our 3 zeros. Okay, so that is just a super quick review from yesterday. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit similar to that. We are going to be looking at estimating products. So when we estimate, we know that we are rounding. So the first example that we are going to look at is 3 times 287. Okay, so right now we don't really know how to solve this problem easily. So what we're going to do is we are going to take this larger number right here and we are going to round so that it's easier for us to multiply using those basic facts that we learned yesterday. All right, so let's remember how to round. So first of all, when we are rounding this number, we want to start or round to the largest place value. That way, everything behind it is going to be a 0. It's going to be a little bit easier for us to multiply. Okay, so in this particular number, we're going to be rounding to the nearest 100. So just to review our place value wrap, you find the place, let's choose a different color just so it's easier to see. Let's make it a little smaller. So find the place value and circle that digit. Move to the right and underline it. 0 to 4, the circle stays the same. 5 through 9, adding 1 is the game. So I see that this is an 8, so that is more than 4, so I know I'm going to have to add 1 to my my hundreds, right? So I have 3 times, I'm just bringing this down, okay, so 3. We said that the 8 is going to have us round up to 3, and then flex your muscles like a hero, digits to the right, change to a 0. Okay, so now this looks a little bit more familiar, right? This is what we did yesterday. So now we can look right here and we can see that we have a basic fact of 3 times 3, which we know is 9. And now we can just add our 2 zeros to the end to represent the 900s that are there. Okay, let's look at another example. This time, let's do 6 times 125. So again, we're going to round the number. So we're going to round to the largest place value. So find the place value, circle that digit, move to the right and underline it. 0 to 4, the circle stays the same. So I see that that's a 2, so I know my circle is going to change this, stay the same. Miss Barton is struggling. Now flex your muscles like a hero, digits to the right, change to a 0. So now this looks pretty easy, right? We know that we can multiply this. We can identify our basic fact, 6 times 1, which is what? 6, that's correct. And then we add in our 2 zeros to represent the hundreds place. Okay, let's look at another one. Let's do one that's a little bit larger. Let's do 4 times 2,610. So again, we're going to round to the largest place value. So in this problem, the largest place value is not the hundreds place like we did on the other two problems. This time we're looking at the thousands place. So we're going to find the place value, circle that digit, move to the right, and underline it. 0 to 4, the circle stays the same, but 5 through 9, adding 1 is the game. So what do we do to our circle? That's right, we need to add 1. Now flex your muscles like a hero. Digits to the right, change to a 0. So this looks a lot easier for us to multiply, right? We find our basic fact of 4 times 3, which is what? 12. Good. It's 21. 12. And then we are representing 12 thousands, so we need to add in our 3 zeros. Ooh. Okay, let's do another one. Actually, let's do something a little different. This time, I want us to, like if you look in your enVision's textbook on page 87, number 6 has this. It says, actually, let's look at number 9. Number 9 says 7 times 486 equals 3,402. Now, what it's going to be asking you to do is decide how you should round, and then you need to decide, is that answer reasonable? Okay, so let's do that now. So we're going to have 7 times something. We're going to round. So again, we're going to round to the largest place value, which is the hundreds. So circle that digit, move to the right, and underline it. I see that it's more than 4. So I'm going to add 1 to my 4 in the hundreds place and change it to 500. I know that my basic fact here is 7 times 5. 7 times 5 is 35. And then I need to add in my 2 zeros to represent the hundreds. Okay, now the last part of numbers 9 through 11 on page 87 are asking you, was this estimate reasonable? So is 3,500 close to the exact answer of 3,400? Is this estimate reasonable? And you would circle, yes, it is reasonable. Okay, so let's look at one more, and then we will move on for today. So number 11 on page 87 says 9 times 287 equals 2,583. So again, we're just going to round and see, is this a reasonable estimate that we come up with? So we're going to round 287. So find the place value, circle the digit, move to the right, and underline it. 0 to 4, my circle stays the same. 5 to 9, adding 1 is the game. So since this is larger than 4, we're going to add 1 to the hundreds place, and everything else changes to a 0. Okay, so now we have our basic fact, which is 9 times 3, and we know that 9 times 3 is 27. And we have to represent 27 hundreds because we are working in the hundreds place. So was this a reasonable estimate? Is 2,700 close to 2,583? Yeah, it is. So we could say that this is a reasonable estimate. Okay, so that is all we're going to be looking at for today. Be sure you come back tomorrow, and we're going to be looking at 3-3, and we're going to be talking about how to use arrays and partial products to solve multiplication problems. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.